Hi guys, it's Tanya from 4Girls Jewelry with another tutorial. I excited to show you today this element. I was working on the long necklaces. I feel like it's a season for them. We will pretty soon start to wear more heavy clothes and need long necklaces to accessorize that. So component that I will share today, it's this. You can use any beads, you can use darker beads for the season, whenever beads you wanted, glass, seed beads, crystals, anything tiny. And it started from the middle. I will show you how I make that. Plus, you can make different shape a little bit. So when I did this one, I just wrapped the corners like this and create a little bit different. Could be perfectly circle. This one I use seed beads, you can see the black ones, and also some check beads, different sizes. So you can play around and make with the different sizes the shape. So you can put bigger here, smaller here, so it will be tinier and elongated. On that one, I just have a lot of 24 gauge wires, so I just play around and put the 24 gauge inside. So you can guys be very creative. It's a simple element, not hard to make, but it can create unique focal point for your long necklaces. I hope you're gonna like it, so let's get started. So I will use today 18 gauge plus 24 for wrapping and any beads you have. You can use, like I said, two different kinds of beads. You can use bigger and smaller, or you can start with the same size, and then after you create first element, you can create variety with different beads. You can be creative with that. There is no right or wrong in the wire wrapping that I do. I like organic, so it will always look unique and one of a kind and perfect. I will use these today. And piece that I have, I will measure. It's probably too long, but depends on the element again, what you want to make. But I just start to clean my desk and I don't want to cut anything. So this piece is a little bit more than 2 feet long. And what we needed, find the middle, found the middle, any round object, because I want to make just something that can start my shape. And that's like, you know, those there is a lot of on YouTube videos about rose ring. That's how I start. I start from middle like this and just make a little swirl like this. That's all we needed to start this element. And we have 2 wires, and I would start to wire wrap on inside. So let me take 24 gauge. I measured, it was like 4 feet long. So I will start from the one that inside, and I will wrap a few times to anchor it. If you don't want to cut that little piece to save your wire, sometimes I just wrap it around. Especially when you work with sterling silver, I hate to cut any little pieces. And there you have it. You can also start from the top, so it will be covered. It doesn't matter, you know, whatever, how you feel comfortable. And I need to cut this. Okay. Start using our beads. might not use 4 feet long wire wrap weaving wire. I also don't want to cut it, so I will use the long one. So we will do the simple let me just bring them closer. So that's the first bead, and I will wrap about 6-7 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here you can go all the way to the first wire. Just try to manipulate your wire so it will look. So I go all the way down. Just anchor it here. So we have two basic wraps look like, and we will put another bead. One more, and we again go into the top, and we do 7 again. It could be, it doesn't even need to be calculated. It could be totally organic. You can make more or less, depends on your style. I didn't calculate this time either, but I feel like it's enough. Just try to navigate your wire, setting the way you want, and put another bead. And you're going again to the bottom, add it, anchor it here. It could be totally organic. You don't have to calculate, you don't have to think, you know, you can put different sizes beads if you want it. One more bead. Very repetitive. You just repeat. We did the swirl earrings the other day in the component, so it's basically same but with the beads. Sometimes when I do one idea, then it's like the second is sort of similar for some reason. Like this time I was like playing again almost with the same shape. Now when you come to the point where they all join, let me just wire wrap a little bit more. You can also use thinner wire if you want it. You can use thinner for the frame. I think I use also 21 gauge on some of them. I just use anything I have now left over. Whatever I have, I just try to clean it, my working space. So I use anything I have, any like a little scrap of wire I will use. I just want to clean it. It was during the season when I created such a big mess. I was always in a rush completing some orders or yeah, you know, it was very hectic, but Now it's time to chill and clean and use everything in your projects. And then hopefully soon I will start from doing totally something different using the fresh wires. So that's what we have. When we come to the point here somewhere, we can start actually with 24 gauge added to the frame, so it will be more stable. Even if they're not very tight, it still will look beautiful in this organic shape. Put one more. Sometimes I don't see it. Okay. So you can also anchor it here. So now when we join together, you can go in the frame inside where the previous one, so you can together move them together. Give a little stability there. Go to the top. If you like perfectly round shape, you can leave it like that. If you wanted to make sides like that, so if you finish, because it's very repetitive, I might do a little bit myself without the camera. But to the corners, when you come to the corners, let me just put a few more beads and I will show you how you can do the swirls on the side. So it will be more understandable. Because I have a lot of wire now, I can make kind of like unique, crazy component for that. Let's see, maybe you can start it now. It doesn't have to be very big. So when you wanted to do the side, like something on the side, you can just make a little swirl like this. Just bend your wire like that. Make it with the flat nose pliers. Navigate so it will be flat. And then you can do the same with the top one. And you can make it small, bigger, depends on what you want to do. Or you can do one under the other one when they still, you know, like bendable and stuff. So now when you have your 24 gauge, you skip that and go to the corner, to the other wire, and just continue weaving again. You can do 7 or 6, whatever. Or if you feel like you want to fill the space here, you don't have to do 7. You can do only like 2 reps, 3 reps. Guys, it's for me, it's organic. I just share my design, how I like to do the jewelry. So that's will be. And you fill the space and you keep going. When you come to the corner here, you will do the same swirls like you did on the other side. Now I wish I probably will combine them, the 2 frames together. This will give me a little stability there in the corner. And We can do 7 again, or 6, or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will be boring to show everything. So let me stop and go to the corner and I will come back. So I put a few more. Now it's the opposite corner. If you're doing the swirls, it's time for swirls. So we can make 1. Use again your flat nose pliers to navigate them perfectly and make another one. Just like that. Put it behind. And we keep going. Put 24 gauge over it. And you keep going. Add more beads. Now I want to again put through the frame here. So we'll be tied together. You can either wrap one more time on that lower wire and then go to the top. And that's how you create this shape. Let me just go probably to the end here. Yeah, at least to the half, and I will come back. I feel like this is enough for me. Now, before you finish, like when you finish, I added together, because it was on the bottom, I add together with the join to the frame, go to the top and make some wraps here. I never cut 24 gauge because I don't know what I want to do. I might do some wrapping around or tie them together, so don't cut that one. If you want to create some kind of weird shape with that, now it's the time when you can try to squeeze together, or you can use your like you can bend with the hands if you have enough strong hands, you know, make it something very unique and different. Also, it's time to cut this piece here in half. So we have 2 ends that will be our that's the ends that we have. Sorry for my camera phone shaking. And we will make those so we can combine your jump rings and your other elements to it. So let me just play around a little bit. You can use your wire now, because I have so much of the wire. I wanna just make it a little bit. So you go through the frame. That's only if you have a lot of wire. You can finish whatever how you want. You can just end it simply by wrapping on one side, or you can do something like that. Then the other wire, I think I can bend and go down, or we can do it, we can put it through the frame again, so it will be more blended. It's all fun part. You can create how you want. and then it's gonna go to the bottom of your piece like that. Looks like we have more here than here. So you can, because this wire is so thick, I should pick up 21 gauge for that. It will be easier to bend. But you can still do it. If you have those pliers, that plastic one, you can use beautifully. It will be here good because you use the crystals or any beads, you don't want to damage them. Now, to compensate maybe the side, you can do something crazy. I think I can use, if because whatever I create, I never know what it will look like. So now I see that we might need more, so that's why don't cut the 24 gauge. So you can go to the top, and you can also add more beads if you wanted to fill that other side. So that's what I will do now. So I can use some of those wires to attach my beads, because I don't like it how it's not really symmetrical that much, even though it's organic, but I still want it to be more filled with the attached to the wire here. One more. Go to the top. 1. 7. You can add more. I like the tinier wires here. I like it's easy. It was very easy to bend. I think it was 21 gauge. That's why this one is harder to bend. I pick up the wrong wire. I mean, you can create with a thicker wire too. It's beautiful. It's solid component. But if when you wanted to create something that you can later make shape from that, like easier, you probably should start with a thinner wire than I did today, right? Okay, so now I like how it's more symmetrical look like, and I can just use I can cut the wire and connect this piece with the frame here, those circles. And you just nicely and cut it together. It's better to do in the front so it will not catch anything, file nicely. And yeah, that's very, very heavy. Hard to even bend. I didn't realize how, you know, maybe before doing with a thicker gauge, we could just pre-anneal that wire. That will be easier for you to work. It's a different component a little bit. With these wires that you have, with this one, you can make a little swirl here. That's what I probably will do. didn't bring my round nose plier for some reason. I forgot my round nose pliers, but you guys can use round nose pliers. Like that. And then you just, I still need round nose pliers to make the loops. I need to go bring it. So that's how you make this component. So if you do the first one, I would recommend probably take the thinner wire, so you will not struggle like I in this one, because it's thicker and much bigger than original ones. But that's the idea how to make unique component with the thinner. You can see how I just add these swirls, 2 on the side, just like I did in this, because it's a scale down, it's a thinner, it's a smaller gauge, 21 gauge. I still use 24 gauge for the wire wrapping, and I use smaller crystals here, so it's look more delicate. So if you want a more delicate, just pick up the thinner wires. And just to make simple loop, you can cut at the wire, or you can make a loop and then around twice or something, so it can be stable for your jump ring. This one I just cut, you can see. Just cut, hammer, and make a loop. Guys, I hope you can create unique things. I will still develop this idea. I thought I will make something even weirdest shape with this idea. Maybe something like elongated, more perfect corners. I don't know. I still playing with this around. I like to share what I create new, and it excites me. In last time I wire wrapped this one yesterday. I like it. I know it's messy because it was drilled this way, so I just put tons of wires, squished them with my mallet. It looks so cool. I hope you guys like it. Leave me comments below what you think. Please use it, play with this. You might create even more fantastic shapes, because we're all so unique. We can make amazing stuff if we just let us do it and play. Thank you guys for watching. See you next Tuesday with another tutorial. Bye. Thank you.